To stay connected with friends and be able to make new ones. It's evolved from being a sort of a social means to meet people, to a social means to connect with people with their individual thoughts and ideas and the issues that they want to bring forth and get the people connected. For right now, if there are any issues that organizations working from, a lot of NGOs and a lot of environmental groups, they actually, the first event that they come up with, it's put on Facebook, and that's the best way to get a lot of masses to come to any event, right? So that certainly has helped, definitely. Yeah. So has Twitter. To some extent, for sure. Any form of activism, be it even if it's dormant in its nature, and if it's more sort of like virtual in its nature, it's still some activism, right? And it does, if anything, spread awareness, and that's the key component of any sort of activism. It does deliver a message. Oh yes, definitely. One of the best ways is to come up with a blog or some sort of script that describes an issue, and you post it on the internet. On it could be either your website, or it could be a sort of a pre-existing website where you can actually use that domain to sort of launch your platform, right? And one of Line 9 is one of the biggest examples where we used a lot of, we created a website for it, and we put a lot of information onto it, and you let users put their information onto it too, so everybody could stay connected. If anything, it's some form of civil disobedience in that sort of sphere, right? You have, it's unlike being able to protest on the streets. You're protesting to media because of all the ill effects that comes, through biased media, which most main focus group medias do really. They propaganda. They use a sort of a very status quo worldview and use that as their propaganda to get the message across and to influence people. This way, these sort of forms of media, nuanced media, or sort of new age media, is actually changing the way the media was before. As it reaches a lot of people, a lot of people are everybody uses social media for some purpose or the other. So to incorporate activism into it makes sense because a lot of people have access to it now physically, right? There's ease of access. Instead of coming out and actually attending an event, they can now use this source to actually be connected. I believe it has sort of a shelf life for sure, because when an issue is raised using Facebook, it sort of dies down because of the absence of that physical nature that you would usually see in a more like sort of old framework ways of protesting, because there's that compassion that obviously is missing from that. You're looking into a computer screen as opposed to talking to a person and feeling that sense of passion regarding to that issue. Yes, it has its own disadvantages. It's because you could sometimes I personally feel that it generates a lot of negative sort of reactions to what the issue, what the main focus of the issue is. Because now you have access to so many users who have so many different thoughts about it, and now they can freely express, which is a good thing, but it could also sort of get people distracted as to what the main issue is, right? And people who are invested in trying to focus on an issue find themselves confused and conflicted with other thoughts that are coming in. I think it is more of a choice. So if a user feels very, compassionate about not having his or her personal information being on Facebook, I think it's just fair enough to just not, be a part of a social media platform like Facebook, right? So you have that option. It's not like Facebook is trying to force you into joining the group, right? Or any other sort of computer-related mediums, right? So Facebook, I would say, like again, I don't know what's the right answer, but I would imagine just trying to play devil's advocate and saying that here you have that privilege of using this platform to connect with people, but it comes with a price.